Hello, hello, hi. Welcome to Locs Talk Live with Pammie. I apologize for my tardiness, but I was having a sound issue. I hope that you can hear me. Rick, I need the remote control. Yeah. So as you see, I have a microphone now. Hopefully, I can be heard. So if you were waiting, please come on in, come back in, and all the good stuffs because I am still setting up. If you just be patient with me, I'll go ahead and put that up. Welcome to Locs Talk Live with Pammie. Welcome back. It's your girl Pammie. Uh, I realize as I change stuff, every time I add something to the mix, it mixes up or fumbles my start time. I hate being late because respect for other people's time is extremely important to me. So I do apologize for my tardiness. If you are a fan of Atlanta Housewives, remember that song. I think what was her name? Kim made it. Don't be tardy for the party. I thought that was a pretty, snazzy song and whatnot. Hopefully, I'm trying to set myself up because my TV acts as sort of a backdrop for me. I see somebody else just came in. Hello, hello. Say hello in the comments. And if you can hear me, please put a thumbs up because I was a little late coming in because of a sound issue. So hopefully that sound issue has been resolved. I don't even know which one of the damn things to put this on. So let me see. Hi, Lisa. How are you? Question, can you hear me okay? And second, is it more clear with the microphone than without the microphone? I'm going to get started in a moment. As soon as I figure out which one of these darn things is the actual HDMI so that I can have a visual of you all on my TV because when I'm streaming through StreamYard. Okay, great. Thank you, Lisa. I'm streaming through StreamYard, so I can only see myself on camera on here versus actually, you know, seeing y'all on YouTube like I usually do. And my son is walking back and forth, but he has his headphones in his ear, so he can't hear me at all. My lips are dry. My skin is dry. Having one of those damn episodes again. Which HDMI is the TV? Which one is that? I had it on there and it wasn't doing shit. So, how are you this evening, Lisa? We can chit chat for a minute while I finish getting set up. But I didn't want to make people think that I wasn't coming on, because I realized a lot of time had been passed while I was trying to fix this sound issue. And I'm glad I was able to resolve it so that I can come on here and chit chat and talk with you, all that. Okay. Finally. And then we can turn the volume down. Okay, good, 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 good. I think I am ready now. Okay. I'm good coming to you tomorrow. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow afternoon. I have a client before you, so yeah. Don't come early. Come at your time, girl. I thought I was late coming on. No, I was late coming on. I was the late one. It was me. It's me, Jessica. No, but I was like 3 minutes late coming on because, like I said, technical difficulties with the sound. I think I had to reset something with the microphone, but I'm glad that you can hear me and everything. I put it further down because when I was live on Instagram the other day, it was like right up in my neck. If you hear me breathing, I'm sorry. Been having a little bit of trouble there. Okay. Now, hello, welcome to Locs Talk Live. It's me, your girl Pammie, and I'm here to educate you on some more stuff when it comes to doing your hair. Locs Talk Live has started on my website, Pammie Locs with Love, and I continued it visually here on YouTube, pre-recording, and now we are here, Locs Talk Live, every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. So thank you for tuning in for Locs Talk Live. I am a certified loctician, organic loose natural hair care provider, and a loctician. What does those titles mean? Well, simply put, loctician speaks for itself. I start, maintain, and most importantly, support my clients through their individual lock journeys. Fulfilling the needs that they need for their particular journeys. Loose organic natural hair care provider. I provide hair care for my natural clients who maintain their hair in its natural state. So loose and organic natural hair care provider is when I care for your hair. I don't do anything to alter your hair from its natural state. And that includes using chemicals to straighten or high heat to straighten it for that matter. And lockologists, simply put, anything with the word ology or ologist next to it is simply a person who educates himself, learns about a topic, and teaches it. So a lockologist, on my part, is I learn everything that I possibly can about locks from its origins to all of its ever-evolving things that are occurring here and now today, and I educate others on that on that information. I have a comment here. All good. Okay. Oops. So once again, I can be reached on my website, as you see it scrolling across the bottom there, www.pammielockswithlove74.com. Yes, I know, long as hell, right? But there is a link in my link tree on the banner of my page here on YouTube where you can just click on it and go straight to my website. You don't need to type nothing in. That's just simply what my website is. That's the name of my business. There ain't nobody else want to do all of that. It's too long and people, well, I have links, I have barcodes and all of that stuff. So that's what it's going to be. www.pammielockswithlove74.com. And on this website, it will provide you with the answers to any of the questions you might have when you are inquiring about whether or not you want to patronize my services for yourself. From consultations to locks to natural hair care and so on and so forth. I do protective styles such as crochet braids as well. I have my blog on there. So anything that you see here, even the Locs Talks Live, will be on my blog there. I do not discontinue educating my village or my community because I go elsewhere to do it as well. So all that information is available on my website. Just click on sign up for membership for any quirks and, extra stuff that you might be interested in having, right? Okay. Furthermore, Locs Talk Live is being streamed using the software from and by StreamYard. If you would like to try it, there's a link down in the descriptions below where you can become a member. It's free, and if you want to upgrade, you may do so. It's a fantastic software, which I will be upgrading very soon so that I can um, do this for multiple platforms. For me, preferably, it will be here and Facebook. And yeah, so let's get into it. What are we talking about tonight? Tonight. So tonight, the topic that we are going to be discussing is the significance or the importance of using hair products and its proper use. It's very important that people need to understand that for your hair to flourish and grow and be beautiful and all of those wonderful things, it is not the product that makes it happen. It's the care that you put into taking care of your hair. So the significance of products is great. However, the significance is more of a bonus in addition to the care that you put into your hair and not necessarily the miracle maker of making your hair flourish and become this wonderful, wonderful thing that you seek. So oftentimes people will say, oh, well, this product does this for my hair. And we all jump on board to go buy said product. And what happens? We use way too much of it, right? And then it causes other problems. And you're like, well, I thought this was supposed to do this. And then you start seeing videos and posts and reels and TikTok saying, oh, this happens in my hair after using this product. Don't buy this product. And then we have to pause. Everybody's experience is not going to be the same because every product is not made for every person. Let's say that first and foremost. And moving further into it, when it comes down to it, you have to decide for yourself. And third, you have to use as directed. Just because that's what the product is made for does not mean that you overuse it and use too much of it. Such as oils, different essential oils have great benefits when you're using them properly. Leave-in moisturizer has great benefits when used properly, and so on and so forth when it comes down to products. You also have to be mindful of the ingredients that are in these products because it's often misconstrued that this won't harm me because that person used it and that person used it. And again, you are an individual. And everything that we use on our skin, on our bodies, on our faces, hair, and everything else, we will have our own individual reaction in regards to how it's going to work for us. So the significance of products is absolutely important, but the personal care and self-love that you put into yourself is far more important. And that's what we're going to touch on tonight. Other stuff we're going to touch on, and we're going to learn about my favorite brand to use when I'm working with my Loc clients. I do have other brands that I use when I'm working with my natural clients as well. But tonight I'm going to focus on a lot of the Loc products that I have on the table. Now, the brand is made for Locs. However, that's the name of the brand. It can be and has been used on my natural hair clients as well. Oftentimes, what people don't understand is there are a lot of really great natural hair products out there, but they only work well on natural hair, but causes massive buildup when it comes to trying to use them on Locs. I myself have fallen victim to that in the beginning of my journey with my arrogance, because when I started my Loc journey, I hadn't gone through an apprenticeship in learning to get certification as a loctician. I had my certification and license to take care of natural hair, and I thought the information that I knew and learned over the years for natural hair was would suffice in regards to me taking care of my locks, and I couldn't have been more wrong. Um, it took me using my natural hair care products on my locks for almost a year and to the point where it built up and made the locks that I have in the back so heavy that they started breaking off at the roots because my hair texture is very soft. So the weight of my locks just, and they weren't even that long, just swinging with the weight of all of that excess product just in my hair. And I wasn't using a lot of it, but it does build up over time. Started breaking away at the roots. And luckily, I did not lose my locks in the back. At that point, I had already started training a little bit and doing more research on locks and things like that. And learned very quickly that taking care of locks and natural hair are two different things. Um, but a lot of people still would swear that it's not, but it is. Um, I will say this, my knowledge of natural hair has enhanced and given me more strength as a loctician because I understand how natural hair works. But I now understand how natural hair works as it is transitioning into becoming locks. Um, so we are going to talk about those things too, right? You know what? I'm going to keep that scrolling down there. So the first question is, what is the significance of using hair products? The significance of using hair products is this, especially with our hair, with melanated people, we have a thicker texture of hair. And so we don't have to wash our hair every day on a daily basis, unless work in a coal mine or something in construction and you get a lot of dirt and stuff in your hair, of course. But naturally, on a day-to-day basis, we don't have to wash our hair every day because of the thick texture of our hair and the curly pattern of our hair. Although our scalps produce oil to nourish our hair, you know, oftentimes it's not enough. And we actually have to add a little bit more to it in order for it to nourish it properly versus having straighter, thinner European style hair, which collects oil quite easily and quickly, which is why most people of that stature has to wash their hair on a daily basis, because if the hair is oily and stringy looking, nobody wants that. So they do wash their hair more often than we do. Um, but the significance of products is, for example, with using oil in your hair, it's necessary because, again, with the thickness and the extra curly texture and pattern of our hair kind of drinks up a little bit more oil than what we produce naturally. That doesn't mean you need to oil your scalp every single day, but at least 2 to 3 times a week, it is necessary. And a little bit does actually go a long way. You only need small amounts. And preferably, if you're going to use it, I always suggest using a blend of different essential oils for your specific needs, and measured properly. You know, how many drops per 1 ounce of carrier oil, which can be anywhere from a fractionated coconut oil or olive oil or grapeseed oil or avocado oil or, different jojoba oil. All these are carrier oils that you can put drops of essential oils in. And just the little dropper is really small, and a 1 ounce bottle will take you a mighty long way. So there's that, and the significance of moisturizing products is extreme. Yes, because even though you're putting care into your hair, you have to make sure you maintain a certain level of moisture to your hair. Doing so will allow your hair to flourish and not break. Oftentimes I get, Pammie, my hair doesn't grow, my hair doesn't grow, my hair doesn't grow. Unless there's a medical condition or a hormonal condition that does not allow your hair to grow out of your head, all of our hair grows. It may not grow at the same exact rate, but on average, our hair grow about a half inch a month, which is approximately 6 inches of hair per year. Some people faster, some people slower. However, if you're not properly moisturizing your hair or maintaining your hair, like clipping off dead ends and dead hair, or split ends and things like that, then the dryness and frailness from lack of moisture will cause the ends of your hair to break away and fall out fast, just as fast, or if not faster than your hair is actually growing out of your roots. So that is why it might appear that your hair isn't growing. It's important to make sure you take care of your hair, especially the ends. The ends are more vulnerable than the middle or to the root. Okay. So that is the significance of hair products. The hair products is the bonus, but the significance of the maintenance and hair care and love that you put into yourself and taking care of your hair is far more important. Okay. How do I select the right products for me? This is another great question. I can use my own experience as an example. For me, it's important that the products that I use do not contain highly intense preservatives. Now, don't get me wrong, all products that you see on the shelf is going to have some kind of preservative in it, even if it's a natural preservative. Natural preservatives just shortens the shelf life. However, there will be still preservatives in everything that you find on the shelf in the store or that's shipped to you from some sort of factory somewhere. Um, the list of ingredients, you look at what the top 5 ingredients are when you are selecting products. Those are the most concentrated that's in the product. Give me a second. I got 2 comments here. Hi, Vanessa. How are you? Thank you. I put them in the other night and I just never took them out. So with that being said, the first 5 products, because by law, FDA requires that you put the ingredients, the most potent ingredients that's in the product on the label so that people know what they're putting in their hair. So for me, the importance of the products and the right products that is for me are those that are as natural as possible. A lot of stuff that I use on my hair are things that I make myself as well. Like a lot of the oils that I use in my hair now are things that I mix up and make myself for me. Um, as you see, well, you can't really see much here because I just did a retwist, but you've seen that I have a lot of gray hair in my hair. I allow my gray hair to grow in. Now, again, to reveal that secret, I have been graying since my early 20s. I've been coloring my hair for over 20 years. And like 5 years ago, I stopped coloring my hair altogether and allowing my gray hair to grow in fully. So one of the things that I had been looking for that's on the market was a purple pigmented shampoo to help maintain and keep that brassy tone that tends to be left behind in gray hair, because gray hair is just hair absent of melanin. So sometimes there's a tinge of melanin that's left behind, which leaves that dull, nasty, yellow, brassy color in your hair. And I don't want that color in my hair. I was keeping that out by using diluted apple cider vinegar, which works fantastic, but I don't want vinegar in my hair all the time. So for me, I finally found what I was looking for, Verb. Okay, Verb is a purple pigmented shampoo for blonde, gray, and silver hair tones, right? It is a vegan brand, which that's what I wanted. No parabens, no sulfate. So those are the things that I look for me. That's important for me. I don't want to use products that have ingredients in it that's going to cause additional problems. I want products that's going to prevent specific issues that I don't want to experience. So making sure that the shampoos that I use are not too harsh. So sulfate-free shampoo, free of parabens and things like that. You don't want shampoos that have a lot of dyes in it and stuff like that. Now, people ask why purple shampoo. It's the purple pigment that's in the shampoo that helps to bring forth the more silver tones in your hair, right? And that's even if you just have blonde hair. It brings forth, it makes it more vibrant and it tones down the yellow tint. Um, Very much like when you see people do teeth whitening, and it's the same thing. That stuff is purple, and it cancels out the yellowish color, bringing forth the whiter color. So the same thing with the shampoo. It's something about the purple pigment that does it. I I wish I could, break down the science of that, but that's a long, get excited to be here. I'm glad you're excited to be here, Vanessa. My grays are killing me looking at them. I look old. You do not look old, Lisa, but I can't tell you how you should feel about it. But in my opinion, you do not look old there. Um, but I understand the struggle. Like I said, I went through 20 years of that. Right? So we're going to hide this. We can take that down. Okay, how often should I use products? That's excellent. Number one, first and foremost, you do not need to use everything every day. On a daily basis, moisture should be the number one thing. So if you have a leave-in moisturizer, that's either a creamy or liquid-based moisturizer, that is the one thing I suggest using on a daily basis, because the last thing you want is for your hair to lose moisture. But for a lot of other products, such as oil for one, like I said, 2 to 3 times per week tops. There are people that use oil on their hair every single day. And then they say, well, I only use a little bit, and only take a little bit for it to build up. And next thing you know, now they're starting to see the effects of it. Clogged hair follicles, the hair looking dull and dingy and dirty, the hair feeling weighed down and stuck together and clumped. That's from putting too much oil in your hair. You don't need to put all that oil in your hair. It also creates a barrier that doesn't allow moisture to get into your hair the way it needs to. And therefore, often people say, I oil my hair every day, and I don't understand why it's so dry, because you have created a barrier where no moisture can get in. So oil is not something you need to use every day. And it's also not something that you need to use too much of. So how often should you use products? As directed is the proper answer to give you for that. But the one thing that you can use on a daily basis is moisture. Anywhere from steam to a moisturizer. Make sure your hair stays moisturized well. Okay? I have a comment here. Grease stains everywhere too. Yeah, let's take it back to coming to America when Reggie's family was sitting on the couch. They got up. Man, listen, too much stuff in your hair. Okay. What is the proper use of products? The proper use of products is also an easy answer. Every single product that we purchase has a list of directions on how to use it. It gives you the ingredients. You read that, right? It also has directions on how to use it. It tells you not to use it in your eyes and all of that good stuff. So the proper way to use products is as directed. If, for example, and I'm going to go through these, but this is my Loc Pammie by Made for Locs. Right here. See? Inside, this is a 4-ounce jar. Right? This jar, although it's small and tiny, will last me a couple of months. Right? Because using this as directed. Now, this works really good. It smells really good. And all those things. And the wonderful scent is meant to draw you in and seduce you to want to use it, right? The way it holds and lays my hair down. You see how my edges are laid down? And it's not because of the headband. My edges was like this before I put my headband on. But all of those things, that's what's being sold. It doesn't mean you take this much and slick it in your hair. Okay. That's all. That's all. You don't need to be, oh no, this is good. This stuff, and you pull in a whole bunch of it and to put it in your hair because it works so good, because it smells so good, and all of those things. While all of those things are great, it doesn't mean you need to overuse and have using too much of it. And especially with that, because Lock pomade is very good for holding my hair in place and things like that. And it takes little, very little to do that. But if I put too much of it, all of my hair follicles will start to react. And I suffer from seborrheic dermatitis. And what people don't know, a lot of times, your flare ups happen when you have used too much product on your skin, on your hair, on your scalp. That's when you start seeing all of these flakes and stuff. And I can attest to that because my niece, she used to use a lot of um, product to slick her hair down and stuff like that, that gorilla snot, whatever that stuff was. And then she loves to do her edges, so she used the edge control and stuff. Now, I will give her plus points for this. Even though she slicked her edges down and did the edge control, she always made sure she washed that stuff out every day, because you can wash your edges without having to wash all of your hair. But she realized that a lot of the buildup and flaking and reaction from her seborrheic dermatitis was happening when she was using a lot of products. But when she passed the baton to me to help with her hair care, and I started advising her, stop using so much of the product, use very little of it, and see the difference of what's going to happen with your scalp and how it reacts. And she was like, oh my God, I can't believe how much better my hair is. Vanessa, you're in the comments. I told you the same thing. You like that. You start using more natural stuff and less of anything else, and you get less flare-ups, So you know what I'm talking about too. Products is not what makes your hair flourish. It's the love and care. I'm going to be saying that throughout this whole talk. It's the love and care that you put into yourself, that you invest into yourself and into your crown. Products are great, but they are not the only answer to your hair flourishing. Okay? What are some of your favorite products to use for yourself and your clients? Some of my favorite products that I use, again, for me, because of the grain, Verb. I use the Verb shampoo. I always get this size, and this is expensive. This size is like $48 or something like that. And then I got the conditioner also. What else did I Made for Lock products like the ACV shampoo? Now I like using this. Remember, I said I use apple cider vinegar diluted to tame the yellow tinge in my hair. Well, this is really good for that. There we go. Made for Locs ACV shampoo, right? So Made for Locs entire brand. I have everything. I have most of their stuff here on the table, but their whole line of stuff. Excuse me. Different conditioners that I like to use. Mielle is one of them, but I only use like the leave-in conditioner every now and then, not often. Was it Talia Wajid? I use her products. I like her braiding gel, and she recently started making lock gels. So I also, in addition, because not the pomade for Made for Locs, again, certain products are not for everybody. Now, this for the majority of my clients can use this, but not all of them. So the twisting gel by Talia Wajid is very good for them. Another product brand that I love to use. There's this Soapbox brand. They make really great tea tree shampoo and conditioner. I do add a little bit extra tea tree oil, like a few drops extra into it. Um, Another brand that I love. Hmm, I have a few brands that I like to use, but primarily 80%, 85% of the products that I have in my supply are made for Loc products because 85% of my clients are Loc clients. Um, and then the rest are natural hair clients. So, but the great thing, like I said, with my made for Loc clients, I can use them both on my Loc clients and on my natural hair care product clients. We have 3 comments over here. Vanessa says, less SB flare ups. For sure, I only lightly oil my scalp every 3 to 4 days and use refresher sprays every day. Right. I need to try their line, the MFL. MFL is really great. Vanessa, you use right Mael rosemary mint shampoo and deep conditioner. Yeah. Now I have been recently um seeing some bad reviews from people about Mael. And then I started looking at how they were using the product. Again, people will talk about, oh, this don't work, this don't work, this don't work. But they do not talk about how they've been using it to say it doesn't work. A lot of things are not going to work if it's not used properly. Right? So you have to be careful about how you are using stuff because damn. So Vanessa, you queued me up because I said I'm going to do a sort of Tupperware presentation of made for Locs products. But before I do that, I want to talk about some hair tools that you have to use and the proper way. And I only got a few things here on the table that I'm talking about. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is brushes. Try to use brushes that are soft bore hair bristles, soft bristle brushes. Oftentimes, people get those really hard brushes, the ones that you use when you want to slick down the edges if you are installing wigs and stuff. That's different. But when you're talking about brushing your hair that grows out of your scalp, hard bristles can be damaging to your hair follicles. And if that happens, we're talking about hair loss. So again, traction alopecia is not just caused by putting tight hairstyles in your hair. If you brushing your hair really hard with a hard bristle brush and slicking your hair down, our hair is naturally curly. So in order for it to be slicked down and be straight in a ponytail, you have to pull and stretch your hair for it to be held down. So using soft bristle brushes are very important when it comes down to brushing your hair. Detangling your hair. Now, this is one of my favorite detangling brushes. Um, y'all know how to do that. And I put the piece on here, but you can take this off so these can like kind of flap individually too. Detangling your hair is very important. Don't try to comb through your hair while it's tangled. You wind up breaking it and pulling it out. So properly detangling your hair, starting from the ends and working your way towards the root until it can go all the way through. Another problem. Now, this was an issue I used to argue about when I used to go get my hair braided. They used to use these little fine tooth combs trying to comb through my. What are you doing? These are only meant to comb a small section of hair at a time, not when all of your hair is out. And then you can literally hear your hair breaking when they're trying to comb through your hair with these little tiny fine tooth combs. These are meant to comb the small sections after you've used the rat tail to part the hair and you comb in that little piece that you just parted. Fine tooth comb is for that. Okay. But when your hair is out full, Big Bertha, start here and you work your way down as your hair is detangled. Right. Also, make sure your hair is moisturized. when you're handling and detangling your hair. Don't ever try to detangle your hair while it's bone dry. You will break your hair. Okay, so those are the only small amount of tools that I brought out and put on the table to remind people on how to use properly. I can't use some of their products because it's SD flare ups, seborrheic dermatitis. However, the way I use it is way better for schooling me. Got one big tooth comb at home. Yep. Gotta have that big tooth comb, especially if you melanated folks. You need the big tooth comb. Stop walking around with them little tiny little. Stop. This is the part hair, and then comb the small section that you just separated. Not to comb all of. Just don't do that. Don't do that. So we're gonna do show and tell. Show and tell. There's Tupperware. We're gonna be like a Tupperware. I don't know if y'all know the Tupperware, but that goes way back. I'm showing my age by saying that. I know you meant SD. I just wanted to make sure because I'm like, what are we talking about SB? Because I don't want people to be like, what the hell is she talking about? No. So again, my favorite brand and line that I use primarily for myself, my clients, my children, is Made for Locs. I am an affiliate with them. I will put my link down below in the descriptions when I finish editing everything that we talked about today. Where you can order your own. Now, I didn't put everything on my table because number one, I don't have space on my table to put everything on my table. But I will start with the what they call it, toiletry bag. So one of the kits that I bought from Made for Locs came in this beautiful little bag here. And in that kit, I believe the paper that's in here, in that kit came the items on this card, right? So it came with pomade and a detox bar and some spray oil and ACV shampoo, a bottle of hair mousse, and a bottle of aloe vera refresher spray. That's all came in this bag. But also what came in this bag was this cute little gift set. There was 3 things. I think I had an edge brush too. Now this brush came in here, right? But for me, like I said, I'm not fond of hard bristles. So I will use this brush for something else, but I won't use it for my hair. It's a little bit too hard for my taste. And then this wonderful rat tail comb. This is another type of rat tail comb. You use this part to part the hair. And then this small comb section to comb the small section that you just parted. Do not be combing your full loose natural hair. But this bag is a nice vinyl plastic material, like a faux leather, and it's nice and thick. Comes with a zipper, right? And you can fit the full size bottle of shampoo, a full size bottle of refresher spray, a full size everything. I'm going to be using this. I'm going on a vacation soon, and I will be packing all of my hair products in here. Only my hair products, because the queen got to be every day. The queen got to be, yeah. So that's what one of my kits came with, right? Here is the apple cider vinegar shampoo by Made for Locs. There we go. Okay. ACV is the acronym for apple cider vinegar. As you see, it's a yellow tint color, right? Now, here's the thing that a lot of people assume. You hear vinegar, you like, oh, I don't want that funky mess in my hair. It's not. Apple cider vinegar shampoo by Made for Locs smells like fresh, crisp apples. So your hair will smell more like apples, not apple vinegar. Okay. So this is really good. It's a clarifying shampoo. This is great for cleansing product out of your hair and lifting it out. But more importantly, for my gray family, this is great for keeping that yellow brassy tint minimized. Okay. I use this first when I'm washing my hair. I do 2 washes with this, and then I come in with my purple pigmented shampoo. Okay. Now, also have on my table is aloe vera gel. It comes in a bottle with a pump that comes out like that. Right? The aloe vera gel is just putting it on my hair. The aloe vera gel is filtered out, so there's no pulp or anything in there. There's 99.75%. And you see me rubbing it on my hands because the aloe vera gel is good both for your hair and your skin. So I often use it on my skin as well, you know. But it says pure aloe vera gel on the label, right? And it says cruelty free, parabens free, dye free, vegan friendly, sulfate free. All right. All of the different things. It tells you what the ingredients are. It's written right here on the back where I said it said 99.75. Well, it's too bright because the light. Bright light, bright light. You know, gremlins, gizmo over here. And as I showed you earlier before, Loc pomade. Now, Loc pomade, this is a multitasking thing because Loc pomade is not only good for doing your retwist when you are retwisting your locks, but Loc pomade doubles and works really wonderfully as one, a braiding gel, because I've used it on clients that were getting braids in their hair. And you know, when they use that product, you know, I use the pomade for that, but I don't use it like I've seen people use like way too much. That's way too much. It's Loc pomade as a braiding gel. I use Loc pomade for clients who want to lay their edges down. This doubles as an edge control as well. So as I said, it's a nice texture, however, very smooth and everything, right? But the texture is really nice. It's not all sticky or anything like that, right? I ain't wasting my stuff. Don't worry, I washed my hands before. And this one is my personal jar, so I can do what I want with it. I do keep my stuff that I use on myself separate from what I share with my clients. And this one, like I said, this is blueberry scented, but it comes in a number of different scents. It comes in pomegranate and papaya. I believe that is also available for this. Okay. Then there is refresher spray. Now with refresher spray, I don't know if you remember me demonstrating how to use it, but when you spray in refresher spray, you don't want it straight next to your head. You want to give 6 to 8 inches. And you see how it's a nice little mist. So this particular scent is Caribbean vibes. And you see all of the different things. So you got Caribbean vibes, no buildup, right? Caribbean vibes smells like a vacation in a bottle. This is a rose water based refresher spray. It also has rice water. I don't know if it's white rice water or yeah. Then rose water and wheat protein revitalizing refresher spray. Right. Also silicone free, dye free, phthalate free. Phthalate free is important. Parabens free is important. Sulfate free is also important. And again, everything has directions on the bottle. You know, this says, again, holding it 6 to 8 inches away from here, you're going to, you know, lightly spray and mist your hair. Not make it dripping wet. You don't need it to be dripping wet for your hair to be moisturized. Okay, especially with locks. If you want to make your hair that wet, that would be a bad idea. But any hoot, that comes in a number of different scents. It comes in rose, um, Caribbean vibes, peppermint, rosemary, jasmine, lemon and onion. I mean, lemon and onion. Jesus, orange, lemon. Um, what else? What else? What else? Pineapple, apple, crisp apple. Um, a lot of scents. You'll see it on the website. And it also comes if you have an allergy to rose water. There's also aloe vera refresher spray. Okay, now this is the actual top that the refresher sprays come on. I bought these extra nozzles for because I just like them better for me because I like a trigger rather than a pusher. But the aloe vera, same thing, still. And what I like about the aloe vera refresher spray, now this one for me, I love more for summertime, especially, or if you work out vigorously often. This is really great because it'll help refresh your scalp after you worked out. Because this also not only has aloe vera gel in it, but it also has witch hazel in it, which is a natural microbial agent that will keep bacteria from building up and burrowing down into your hair follicles. So aloe vera refresher spray is good. It's your friend. Okay. Once again, I'm taking you through these products that I have here on the table, but I will put a link down in my description. So if you want to purchase it, and you can use um, MFL10 as a discount code when you go to checkout. Okay. Now, remember I said there's oil, right? So they also have conditioning oil. And this is a plain conditioning oil, right? I gotta turn this the right way, right? There we go. And what I like about this is it stimulates and seals in moisture. This is what you would use after you have moisturized your hair. Tip, it has a little tip, nozzle tip. Now you can either do like you see people doing, and as you see, it only comes out and drops when you turn it upside down. So there's no need for you to be squeezing the bottle. The bottle in itself is naturally designed and made to deliver the amount of oil that you need to be distributing throughout your hair if you're going to do it this way. You can squeeze it if you're putting it in your hand, but if you're just going to put it in your hair, just hold the bottle. There's no need to squeeze it and just move it around. And those drops will distribute throughout your scalp. Then you put the bottle down, you use your fingers and you massage it in. Make sure you're massaging with the ball tips of your fingers when you are massaging it. Now, if you don't feel like doing that, then you have the Made for Locs spray oil, right? And this is much lighter in weight, as you see. It's more kind of a watery, it's more of a kind of watery texture to it. It's not as thick. It has a spray nozzle. You see it's round and it sprays out through here. So it's nice and big, right? And you hold it again 6 to 8 inches away from your hair. And you see it also comes out like a mist when you put it on your hair, right? So this is the Made for Locs, and this scent is pineapple, right? The conditioning oil that I just showed you, it has a natural neutral like flavor, but it kind of has a hint of vanilla in the background, which I like. Now, what about growth oil? Oftentimes people need something that's going to stimulate and wake up their hair follicles so their hair can grow at a faster rate than their hair would grow naturally on its own, because a lot of people, like I said, they're either in a rush for their hair to get longer faster, or they're, oh, my hair doesn't grow. Well, there are different oil blends that you can use that's going to help you along. Now, for me personally, my favorite from Made for Locs and that's for me. It's the Made for Locs rosemary and peppermint oil. Okay, and you can look and see that there are actual rosemary and mint leaves inside of the oil. And again, comes with the built-in nozzle. If you turn it right upside down, it drips right out, right? So if you're putting it on your hair, a lot of times when I use this on clients that refer using this, I just turn it upside down. There's no need to squeeze the bottle, right? Then there is the growth serum, made for Locs growth serum, right? Vegan growth serum. Now this is the grape scented one. No, not grape, blueberry scented, but it also comes pineapple scented, right? Now, most of the ingredients inside of here is, if you look closely, it kind of foams up a little bit when you put it on your scalp. Very smooth and silky to touch. This is really good, especially if you have trouble areas. I use this to regrow this area of my hair because it was coming in really thin. Again, menopause is an ass kicker, and this saved my life. This allowed my hair to grow out at the same rate that my hair was thinning and falling out. Not falling out, but thinning out. So I use this. And guess what else I use this for? My eyebrows. Now, I used to have really thin, weird ass looking eyebrows. I still think they're weird, but now I have actual eyebrows that you can see. And I used to use grow serum to grow back in my eyebrows. Again, hold the bottle upside down. Now, grow serum is a little bit thicker, so you do need to give it a little. So one drop, and I used to just put it right on my eyebrow. And my eyebrows grew in. Now my forehead about to be greasy. So yeah. But again, growth serum is really great. This is something you can actually use every day, especially you only need a very small amount of this. And again, a little bit goes a very long way. This 4-ounce bottle can last a couple of months, a few months. For me, usually this size bottle lasts me maybe 3 months or so. Now, again, Made for Locs, they do use preservatives in their products as any product that is on a shelf, but it's more of a natural preservative. And therefore, because it's more on the natural side, the shelf life is not 5, 6, 7 years. At best, you'll get maybe 2 years or so, 2.5, 3 years out of it. So do not overly stock up unless you know you're going to be consistent when using your products. It is important to be consistent. Consistency is key when it comes to your hair care. I will say it again. Consistency is key when it comes to your hair care. So if you are not consistent and you wait until your hair is starting to feel dry and brittle and you're like, oh, I need to go get me some more refresher spray, then you are not being consistent. You have to make sure that you stay stocked up. What I used to do when it was just me using my products, I would always have one open. And when I was about right here, I had another one on standby to open. Soon as I opened that one, another one of these was already ordered and on its way. I always made sure that I had at least one closed bottle always on my table. Using one, but always one sealed bottle should, at the very least, at least one sealed bottle needs to remain on that table. If it's something that I know I used more often, like I need to really stock up with mousse. My clients, my natural clients love the mousse. I use it when I'm doing like twist and stuff in their hair. It holds the hair so beautifully. Who knew? But yes, so that is my favorite brand, and I wanted to share it with you and really show you what it is. So I'm going to put the link down in the description below. So if you want to order yours, if you have locks, primarily what you want to get is the lock kit that comes in this bag. It provides you with everything that you're going to need, um, including a detox bar, which I do not have on the table, but you want to start fresh. So start out by using the detox bar. You can get, if you don't have one already, you can go on Amazon and order an inflatable basin. Fill it up with 2 gallons to 2.5 gallons of water. Warm to hot, closer to hot than cold, but warm water. You drop the detox bar inside and you just submerge your locks in it, and you can let it soak anywhere from 15 minutes to 25 minutes. And then you rinse it out thoroughly and wash your hair as usual. Now, generally, after you've detoxed, I would suggest using the apple cider vinegar shampoo to continue and finish washing all the products out of your hair. So the detox lifted and pulled all the dirt out. The ACV shampoo will help pull any buildup of product that's still remaining on your hair out. And now you're starting with a clean slate. And then you use your products as necessary. If you have a preference to the scents, select the scent that you would prefer to use for yourself. Caribbean Vibes happens to be the most popular amongst my male clients. They love the Caribbean Vibes. But everybody does, but it's the most popular with the men. They love the Caribbean Vibes and the apple. The ladies love the rose scent. They love the jasmine. They love like more natural floral scents, and they are also fond of the pineapple. My personal favorites are the pomegranate pear and the peppermint and rosemary. Those are my two favorite. I like the pomegranate pear because the scents together just work. But preferably, I am a very nature person. I'm more about nature than anything. So anything like peppermint, rosemary, and things like that, I definitely will go for much quicker than anything. Um, if you are natural hair, um, I would suggest having the conditioning oil and or growth oil, pomade for laying down your edges or doing your little swoop swoops. That's what I call them, swoop swoops. I don't do swoop swoops in my hair, but that's what I call them. Um, Also, make sure you invest in edge brushes because Made for Locks do sell edge brushes. Um, what else for natural hair? ACV shampoo, aloe vera gel. Aloe vera gel is really great if you suffer from seborrheic dermatitis. It's really great because that's what I use. I put it on my scalp to give my scalp the extra moisture that it needs so that I'm not over oiling my scalp, which is why I only oil my scalp maybe twice a week because I need more moisture than oil. My scalp produces enough oil. As you see the shine from my face, my skin produces a lot of oil, so I don't need to oil my scalp that often, but it does need moisture. Um, so that is my show and tell of my Made for Locks products, right? Um, so we're gonna hide that. Now the floor is open for questions. If you have any questions, please post them here in the comments and I will answer them to the best of my ability. But I have completed my presentation of products and the significance of using hair products. If you have additional questions, please ask them in the comment section now. And how was everybody's week so far? Y'all had a good week so far? Okay. Lakita Wax. Hey, girl. How you doing? It's so good to see you in here. How's the foot going? It's good? Healing good? Miss Keita, meet Vanessa and Lisa. Lisa, this is Keita. Miss Keita, with her pretty smile and her pineapple locks sitting on top of her head looking all pretty. So if y'all have any additional questions, please feel free to put them down in, and it does not have to be about products. Any questions you have about your hair or anything, I'm good. How are you? And yes, the foot is going great. Excellent. I am doing fine. Um, my back is hurting today, and I figured out why. I did laundry the other day, and I usually fold sitting in here with the table out, but my son had company, so I went in my room and I was kind of folding while my body was twisted, and now my back is cussing me out and kicking my ass. Outside of that, I'm okay. I'm okay, girl. I'm good. Yes. But outside of that, can't complain. I can't complain. I took a Tylenol before I did this because I was like, I ain't right to sit here and y'all be like, what's wrong with her? Why she look like she's upset? And I'm not upset. Back just hurting a little bit. Right now I'm okay, but I know it's going to bother me again later on. So yeah. I knew better. I shouldn't have did it, but I knew better. But that's okay. So if there are no more questions, I will say this because I've been saying it throughout the whole time of this live, is that products are great. They are fantastic. They do wonderful things when used properly. We have to keep in mind that a little bit goes a mighty long way. Use your products properly. Do not overuse them. Do not let them overstay their welcome on your shelf. If it's expired, throw it away. Do not use expired products in your hair. If the preservatives no longer work, then bacteria has the goal to move in, and you do not want that in your head. Throw it away once it reaches its expiration. Okay. You do have a question. What are your thoughts on interlocking after doing the palm rolling for so long? That's an excellent question. Interlocking after palm rolling. Okay. I use myself as an example. Initially, when I started my locks, I was interlocking for a number of years, and I went from that to palm rolling. For me, preferably, I like palm rolling over the interlocking for the simple fact of this. Interlocking, even though it's very convenient and keeps your hair in place for a longer period of time, interlocking creates miniature knots, right? So even though if my hair grow out, you will be able to see, you know, and it can be challenging. For me, I like the transition that I made going from interlocking to palm rolling. I like how my locks started to develop and look, but with the patience of just letting it happen naturally with me palm rolling it. Interlocking can be very pleasant for the right hair and when it's done properly. Oftentimes people are not doing it properly and it can look a whole hot mess. But to answer that question, what are my thoughts on interlocking after doing palm rolling? That is fine, but you will see a difference because with interlocking, um, it's a more of a symmetrical pattern that develops when you are interlocking your hair versus when you're palm rolling. And also when you're interlocking, it will be tighter. So it won't be as fluffy and puffed out from interlocking as it would be when you're palm rolling. What I do suggest is not to keep going back and forth because then you'll wind up with this effect of bubbles. So the bubble would be palm roll, interlock, palm roll, interlock. So you don't want to do that. So if you do make the transition, really mull it over before deciding to do so because you don't want to go back and forth. Okay. Second question. I normally do palm rolling, but I'm thinking about switching to interlocking. Okay. So yeah, make sure you think about it thoroughly before moving forward with it. Um, You can try it once because I've had clients that did that. That was like, vice either way, whether they went from interlocking to Parliament or vice versa. And they tried it the one time and they were like, it's cool, but I don't really like it. I think I want to go back to that. You can do that if it's a one time thing, but you don't want to go from years of you doing the palm rolling to interlocking for another couple of years and be like, I think I want to go back to palm rolling because then now you're going to go to that. Because if you look close enough at some of my locks, you will see that pattern towards the bottom, not so much at the top, but more at the bottom of my locks. So just be careful when deciding that factor, you know. So if there are any more questions, I'm more than happy to answer now. And just so y'all know, because of what I just said like 5 seconds ago about my back, I will not be doing Locs Talk Live after chat because I need to rest. My birthday's coming up this weekend and I don't want to be bedridden. Right. Okay. Thanks, sis. I'm definitely going to think it through before I do anything. Absolutely. Make sure you think it through before you do anything. And I think if anything, if you want to test it out on one of your locks that's closer in the back, just to get a feel of what it might be like, you know. Sometimes I always tell people the same way you would do a test strand, test one or two locks with interlocking to see if you like the feeling or the difference. And then that can help you really decide whether or not you want to go forward with that. So with that note, thank you for the well wishes and help and telling me to rest up. I definitely will. Make sure that you put the care in your hair because it is the love that you give to yourself and your hair that makes it flourish more than the products do. The products is an added bonus. It's the icing on the cake of the success of your care and love that you put into taking care of your hair. I hope that my sound quality is better this time than it has been in the past since I got my new microphone. So this is a cordless microphone. It comes in this neat little case. Right. I have two of them in here. Ooh, 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 ooh. So I'm wearing one. Here's the second one here. And the transmitter goes in this little thing here, which is currently plugged into my phone. My phone is doubling as a webcam for me because it's a better quality camera than this computer. I love my computer, but no. So yeah. So I hope that the sound quality is better. If you hear me breathing, I'm sorry. Asthma is an ass kicker, and sometimes it just is what it is. But I thank y'all for joining me this week for Locs Talk Live. I will see y'all next week. If you have suggestions on something you would like for me to talk about on Locs Talk Live, feel free to put it down in the comment section after we've ended, and I will put it on my list of things to talk about on future Locs Talk Lives. Thanks again for joining me tonight for Locs Talk Live. I'm Pammie, and once again, take care of your crown. Oh, by the way, don't forget to hit that like button before you leave. It helps push things along. All right? Bye.